I was looking for opportunities to get back into the archaeology field, and I came across ACE, and I thought they had some pretty cool looking opportunities, and I found the one here, and it sounded really cool. It had archaeology, there's really neat history with the Spanish and the French, and it's got like a coastal community. The preserve has cultural and ecological elements, so it kind of is like a confluence of all my interests. Well, actually, as a child, I hated history. Everybody in my family has some aspect of history that they're super into. But then, things change. You grow up or something piques your interest. So for me, it was actually reading Jane Austen's books. I got super interested and I started reading up about society and culture during that time. And then I started volunteering at a local agricultural farm that did living history work, and that was 18th century Virginia tenant farmers before the Revolution. So it was kind of looking at the everyday life experience. And that's really what drew me into history. I mean, even from the Jane Austen novels, it was what was life like? And then that's kind of continued in the different places I've been at. What was the average person doing? What was it like for the enslaved people at this plantation? So a day in the life is basically cataloging objects. So I pick out a new bag and I go through the objects, identify them, put them into the Park Service's database for cultural resource management. I get to also learn about what the curator here is doing. So if there's interesting meetings about, say, policy or things going on in the park, I can join in on those. Right now we're signed up for training on integrated pest management, which is really important with collections. So I get to learn about how to keep bugs and other critters out and how to look for signs of them. I get to help out if we're going to check on exhibit spaces or data loggers in the historic structures at Kingsley Plantation, and go and monitor and make sure that the environments there are conducive to preserving the objects. I guess ask questions. It's always good because you'll learn new things. You can learn about things that are tangential to what you're working on or how the parks as a whole work. You might find new interests, and then take opportunities. So I've helped out with some of the biology field work here with monitoring elevations in the salt marshes and collecting dragonfly larvae. Get involved, step out a little bit. You can learn more about the site you're at and get more experience. I think kind of the general cultural resource management, that's been pretty interesting to learn more about. The holistic picture of how different kinds of collections get cared for, or how do you curate different collections. It's been really neat learning more about that, especially working with our chief of resources here and seeing what kind of work he does and what does that mean when organizations are partnering with other organizations, or how can they work together to preserve both cultural and ecological things. It's been pretty neat. It's just a lot of really cool people and a lot of cool work all getting done. So it's nice to learn from everyone and their different experiences, how they've got to where they are, what kind of paths they've taken.